I have 5 kids total, and he treats the 3 oldest kids better than he treats his own kids, and I don't feel like that's fair.
Because you're prepared, Mr. Thayer, that you are going to leave if these children are not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Doubt, betrayal, heartbreak, it all explodes in this triple episode of Paternity Court.
And I want to prove to him that these are his kids. I've done nothing wrong.
The tension was so thick, you could cut it with a knife.
This is gonna make or break us.
Because
In today's courtroom showdown, marriages, families, and futures are on the line. If you believe the truth must always come out, smash subscribe right now, because here we tear the lies apart and fight for the facts. The chaos began when Miss Thayer dragged her husband into court, desperate to prove that he fathered not just one, but both of their children, 19-month-old Cadence and 3-year-old Matthew Jr. Miss Thayer, pleading her heart out, explained,
We don't even have sex anymore. What married couple doesn't have sex? We're young. It's the back and forth, arguing all the time. We argue so much that my son is starting to get mad and yell and repeat some of the stuff that we say.
but Mr. Thayer wasn't buying it.
I don't feel that connection with her or the kids.
Why? Because deep down, he believed, maybe even knew, that the children weren't his. The trust was broken, and the marriage was falling apart in front of everyone's eyes. As Judge Lake pressed deeper, the cracks in Miss Thayer's story started showing. Miss Thayer confessed,
When we first met, she told me that it was clear that she did not want a relationship. She just wanted friends with benefits, and I wanted the same thing. I didn't want a relationship at that time.
Miss Thayer, what's this open thing? You do what you do, I do what we do, we in a relationship. What is that about?
I've been in some really bad relationships to where I just didn't trust men. I even went through a phase where I started dating girls for a little while.
she admitted to creating an open arrangement, not because she wanted freedom, but because she expected betrayal. Meanwhile, Mr. Thayer pointed out the biggest red flag.
And Matthew was born 3 weeks early, and she told me about 3 weeks in that she was pregnant. So that's where that doubt comes in for him.
And it didn't stop there. When it came to their younger daughter, Cadence, Mr. Thayer dropped another bombshell.
Around the time that she was conceived, we weren't really having sex.
How could he be a father if they weren't even together like that? Miss Thayer protested. She insisted.
I uprooted my whole life for him.
But the doubts kept stacking higher and higher, and Mr. Thayer's heart kept slipping further away. Then came the devastating moment. The lie detector test results. Judge Lake read it aloud.
Since the first time you had sex with Matthew Sr., have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than him since then?
Miss Thayer said it,
You said no.
but the polygraph said.
You were being deceptive.
Another question.
In the last 4 years, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than the 2 men you have previously disclosed?
Again, Miss Thayer said.
You said no.
The lie detector answered.
You were being deceptive.
Boom. In that moment, the courtroom froze. Mr. Thayer stared at the floor. Heartbroken, humiliated, shattered.
You just gave me my answers.
Miss Thayer, trying to defend herself, admitted.
May have been more than 2 people, but I've never cheated on him. I've never cheated on him while we were together.
The damage was done. And Mr. Thayer, already stretched to his limit, had to face the biggest question yet. Were either of these children even his? Judge Lake didn't waste any time. She held the fate of a marriage in 2 sealed envelopes. First up, Cadence.
In the case of Thayer v. Thayer, when it comes to 19-month-old Cadence Thayer.
Judge Lake paused. The room went silent.
Mr. Thayer, you are the father.
Miss Thayer gasped.
I told you.
Tears welled up. Finally, proof. But it wasn't over yet. Next, Matthew Jr.
In the case of Thayer versus Thayer, when it comes to 3-year-old Matthew Thayer Jr.
Judge Lake opened the second envelope carefully.
Mr. Thayer, you are the father.
Double confirmation. The courtroom exploded in emotion. Miss Thayer sobbed. Mr. Thayer, for the first time, smiled.
Can I give her a hug?
He asked Judge Lake, voice trembling.
Absolutely.
She said warmly. And just like that, a family that was seconds from collapse had a second chance at life. The wave of relief crashed hard over everyone. Mr. Thayer admitted,
I do have feelings for her, Your Honor. And I've spent the last 4 years of my life, I've lost my family behind her. because they don't approve of her.
He'd sacrificed everything, and today he found out it wasn't in vain. Miss Thayer, through tears, said,
And we've heard that 1,000 times too. So we know that the kids looking like me is not always 100% accurate. And then when people say they're 1,000% sure, it always goes left. At the end of the day, if they're not mine, I'm not gonna be with somebody I can't trust. And hopefully this fixes it, because
Judge Lake, always the voice of reason, issued a powerful warning.
You're still married,
yes,
so you still have a shot at this.
I do want to have a family and I do want to build with her. And this just solidifies the fact that I'm not gonna go nowhere.
Mr. Thayer nodded. Miss Thayer wiped her tears. And for the first time in a long time, the couple looked at each other, not with anger, but with hope. What you just saw wasn't just a paternity test. It was the brutal, painful, gut-wrenching journey back to truth, and maybe even forgiveness. Doubt almost destroyed a marriage. Fear almost tore a family apart. But today, truth won. If you believe real love deserves a second chance, smash that subscribe button now. Because here, we reveal the lies, the heartbreak, and the hope that no one else dares to show. Subscribe for more emotional showdowns where the truth always comes out, no matter how painful.